Greetings there, traveler. Please take up a seat and join us once again for Blades in the Dark. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello.
All right, we indeed did skip last week, but does anyone remember the last thing I said before we paused our last session?
Something's here to murder us or something. I don't remember exactly what you
here
said.
to murder you, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
One of Ogre's friends.
Ogre's a very popular lad. Indeed.
I don't want to be popular anymore.
So popular he has 3 entire huntings.
But yes, Ogre, while you're working in your workshop, we can all do a quick little celebration now that you're basically done with your lichcraft. When the pain train arrives, you will indeed be ready. Working steadily. Kim and Desmond, during downtime, like actual downtime, what do y'all normally do? You guys kind of like chill at the base? Would you be moving around the town and Desmond probably running your shop?
Yeah, I mean, he spends a few hours a week there at least.
Okay.
The rest is like, making connections, networking.
Yeah, I'm probably the same, except my shop is going to be my bow.
Excellent.
Selling your bow, what?
What?
Wow.
No, I mean, when you're spending time with the shop, I'm spending time with my bow.
And while the two of you are out, Ogre, you are working away and just putting the finishing final touches on our lich lamp. When behind you, you hear a wet, crackling sound.
Turn around and look at it, wherever it came from.
As you gaze across your workshop, you don't necessarily see anything. Fires light the room and dance off of various tools and such that we're well accustomed to by now. You're fairly certain something was moved or shifted in some way. Someone's touching your stuff.
Poltergeist.
Can't have people touching my stuff. What asshole? I get the lightning ready. I'm ready to shoot someone. Gotta start looking around the room for them.
Right, and as you gaze around the room, you hear another crickling and crackling, and it's not the sound of lightning. It's almost like something hard grinding up against itself, and after a few moments, you're prepared and you're looking around, you begin to smell this very, it smells like tar, and it reeks, beginning to fill the room with this horrible smell, but you don't see what's causing the smell just yet, and you hear something wet sort of drag itself across the floor.
Do I see the thing that sounds wet and dragging itself across the floor?
As you sort of look around the corner, you catch probably the edge of it. It looks as if it's moving around one of the center carts in this room. After a moment, it can hear that you have your lightning ready. You just hear a really low, gurgling laugh. Just a... Okay.
I run away. Try to run away.
You can indeed, if you wish. There is one exit, and you can definitely walk out of it if you'd like.
Gonna try to run away from it.
It doesn't seem to follow you. The door doesn't slam. You're able to leave just fine. But this stinking substance is now sitting in your lab. And as you're waiting outside, you hear it touch a few things and maybe knock over some glass and kind of like, ugh, and then moves around a little more.
Okay, well, that's just messed up. You can't just touch my stuff. But what do I have in my workshop? Forget exactly what would be in there. Besides, I don't know, probably like metal and other weird stuff to make shit.
It's your workshop,
Would you have
so...
your gun there?
I feel like that would be more like my bedroom. I have those ghost battery thingy I stole.
Yeah, it's your workshop. Whatever would reasonably be in there, I would say would be in there. Valuable stuff, though. You know there's valuable stuff in there. As you're waiting outside, it seems to be moving around, eventually looking for something.
My toenail clippings.
Ew.
Oh, God. Honestly, that's probably something that Ogre would keep. Not gonna lie.
No!
What do you mean, no?
No!
Why are you surprised?
No, that's serial killer status. Please don't.
I mean, have you seen Ogre?
No, I have.
It shouldn't surprise you.
In Ogre's workshop for a reason.
Probably for the best.
Ogre.
I mean, if it's not interested in me and it wants something in there, then I guess I'll go back and try to at least see what it's after.
As you head back on in, the stink is instant and strong. It assaults your senses. And you can tell upon looking at the floor, this thing's been dragging itself a long ways. Probably while you were working away, it's caught in your own world. It's just been scooting about and scooting about. It's leaving this black, just like slime trail along the floor with small little chunks of, it's really difficult to tell what they are because they're covered in this thick tar, and it's somewhat steaming. It seems hot. Not to burn, but uncomfortably warm. And looking across the room, you see what would possibly pass as a hand dripping in this substance, grab onto something. It's difficult to tell what, and it kind of slowly pulls it down. You can hear a voice muttering it to itself, almost as if it's trying to figure out what this is.
Do I see anything important missing?
In terms of organization, it's
Like
definitely moved some things around. In terms of value, it hasn't gotten anything too valuable just yet, but it's not really caring too much about your organization or your general, cleanliness. It's making things kind of gross. The more it moves around, the more it's going to get everywhere.
I guess I'll just walk in since it doesn't seem to want to murder me, and I'll ask it what it wants.
You hear another cough, and as you do, the section that it's currently concealed behind, you see this kind of smoke billow up, and what would potentially be its back sort of lurches up as if it's sort of stretching, and it's crickling and crackling, possibly readjusting its jaw in order to speak with you. You can see its back, this figure, is completely covered in this thick tar. This is probably the substance that's being left everywhere. There are scales and coral jutting out of this thing's body at various angles. Some of it's covered in the tar, and some of it is not. And it turns about a bit, cricks its neck, and you can't really see its face, just sort of like one eye and a portion of its mouth as it faces towards you, Ogre. And it says again, smoke and smog oozing out of its mouth as it does. You are Ogre, correct?
Maybe.
One has heard of you. Your name is being passed around.
I don't know if I like that.
I mean you no harm. Quite an interesting collection you have here.
Yeah, it looks like you're looking for something from my collection.
Indeed. It moves around a bit more and kind of scratches at its back, completely cracking one of the bits of coral. It's not facing you, but you can tell it is looking at it, kind of turns its head, and then smashes in its hand. The chunks of coral seep into the tar substance covering its body and reabsorbs it. Cracks some more and looks around, and it doesn't fully stand, but goes to one of the far walls, and whatever display you have there, it's just kind of casually looking through things and touching stuff, leaving tar and just junk everywhere, and says, yes, word has traveled that you're rather skilled when it comes to working with the unknown.
I don't know about skilled.
More so than others.
That's not hard.
It laughs to itself again. More smog oozing from various orifices in its body as they sort of pulsate. It seems glad you haven't assaulted it or attacked it. You're being, besides kind of running out, quite accommodating. It does turn to look at you. Difficult to make out all of its features, but you can see what would probably pass as two eyes, entirely asymmetrical, but its mouth is perfectly placed in where its head would probably be, and it has perfectly pearly white teeth. What were you working on?
Just now?
Yes.
Just something that I could put a soul into.
Interesting. Do you accept jobs from the outside?
I mean, if it doesn't possibly get me murdered.
Well, it wouldn't be too fun then, would it?
I guess you're not wrong.
It smiles again, some of the tar seeping between the cracks in its teeth.
Depends what your job is.
One has heard that a certain someone is after you and your kind. Someone you've angered.
Well, there's quite a few people like that, so...
It laughs at that, probably a little too aware of what could possibly be chasing after you. And it holds up a finger and says, but there is one. I believe it's inhabiting the body of someone you dispatched recently.
Oh, that one?
It nods and moves about again and picks up a glass vial and sort of starts turning it in his hand, just completely turning it to goop. And it's just kind of like looking at it, you know, what it's doing. It's just looking at this vial that's completely empty. Like, oh, interesting. It shoves its finger in the hole and starts to kind of like fill it up with a scoop and starts like turning it and pouring it into its hand, which then pours into the floor. And it's like, all right.
What if I could assist you in avoiding this entity?
I mean, what do you want for that?
A simple job. Simple request. So far, it has not located you, but I was rather easily able to do so. Maybe rage clouds its mind for now.
Emotions to
What
itself.
would this job be?
Do you know what I am?
I mean, you're not a normal person, that's for sure.
It smiles and slowly nods. Steps slightly closer, but it's still partially hiding behind various tools that are stacked on all these tables.
Correct. I am of the ocean, the sea, the corruption, and while it already has its issues, its poisons, I can only handle so much. There are individuals that seep their filth into my home. If you could use your talents to persuade them to do otherwise, I would appreciate it.
And who are these individuals?
Fools and charlatans. I believe they call themselves gondoliers.
Yeah, so we have to mess with them anyways, so I guess this kind of works.
It nods slowly, smiling at that.
Good. I can give you the location to their spoilage. You do as you will. I know you have your various talents, ogre. Talk with them, electrocute them, have the crazy one wield her knives. It matters not.
Think she's the crazy one here?
I think there's something slightly wrong with her, yes.
You know what? I like you.
More nodding and smiling.
I can leave you to your duties. This is quite a nice workshop you've put together for yourself.
It was. It's a little dirty now.
It looks around and sees all the tars left over and goes,
Apologies. I've not been myself.
it looks at another tool, some screwdriver or something, turning it its hands, and one of its fingers kind of like cracks off and it catches it and like shoves it into its mouth and begins chewing on it. Drops the screwdriver.
No.
And looks back to you, licking its teeth and lips clean. And says,
Sorry. Been falling apart as of lately. I shall wait for you to be finished with our job. And I can assist with warding away this other spirit.
Sounds like a deal.
Good. Until then, ogre, I'll be seeing you.
Alright, see you later.
it sort of just like slinks down behind one of the tables. Maybe a good 5-10 seconds. I think it's gone. It sort of slinks up behind you, still partially concealed around the corner of the door jamb. And it extends a slimy hand. You can only see half of its face around the corner as it's sort of looking at you apprehensively, and it's smirking a bit.
Sorry, proper introductions were not completed. My name is Urgaz.
How do you spell that?
URGAZ.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. I mean, you obviously know my name already.
Smiles happily at that, nodding, and then slowly slinks around the corner.
Okay, bye. And then I guess I'll go get some of our, I don't know, one of our basic members and just be like, hey, clean up everything.
Very much more like, oh, yeah, sure, why not? I'm used to that. And they start to enter the room and go, dude, God, what the hell was that smell? Oh, what you doing here?
I didn't do it. Don't worry about it.
They give you a look of like,
Wasn't me.
nah, pay's good, whatever. Hey, Johnny, come on over. Motion for someone else to come over and clean up all the tar shit that's been spackled on everything in the room.
They can have fun with that. And then I'll go find Desmond and Kim.
Going back late.
All right.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just tending my shop as far as I know.
if I know that you're at your shop, I can just run over there and give you the rundown of what happened, basically.
Yeah, he's probably the easiest to find.
I'll just wait for Kim. There's this tar monster thing. kind of just, I wouldn't say destroyed my workshop, but it's nasty. Making some people clean it up.
Randomly appeared.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just working on something.
I swear, how do you
He
keep
showed
doing
up.
this?
He wanted to make a deal. Basically wants us to mess with the gondoliers, and he'll help us with the weird demon thing inhabiting that one woman's body. I forget her name.
Wait,
that
why
we
do we need
murdered.
help with that?
Apparently it's looking for us. And I don't know if we want to deal with it.
I'd say that's a worthwhile trade.
That's worrying. Oh.
My bow got a last minute customer I had to cancel.
Well, luckily we were going to need to deal with the gondoliers at one point anyway, so...
Yeah, but do we have any
that's-
plans?
Not yet. We aren't big enough yet to, well, take them down entirely, so...
Well, it just wanted us to mess with whatever they're throwing in the ocean or something. I don't know.
That we can probably deal with.
Yeah, we should find out what. So,
Take out.
Well, he was supposed to give me the location of wherever this stuff was.
oh, that would help.
Yes. Do note we also have other things we need to deal with.
And we'll say, as you guys head back to your base eventually after discussing this, you discover from the other various members of our little clan that he actually left a note for you, Ogre. It was kind of buried in some of the muck and the mire that he left behind, but it's a very, interestingly, scribbled map. Streets and roads and rivers and things are definitely not correct or where they should be, but it gives you a relative idea as to where to go. There is a...
Desmond will do his best to try to decipher the map.
It's a little rough, but fortunately, Desmond, you're pretty good with the city. You know where things should be, so you have to kind of tilt your head to the side and go, oh, that's where it is, okay. But essentially, it looks like he marked an area where they are possibly dumping off trash or goop or something. You're not entirely sure what, but there's a factory relatively close to that area that is most likely seeping into the rivers that are already pretty gross as it is, but I'm sure there's a certain threshold in which they can handle.
I guess we should probably find out a little bit more about this place before just going there and being like, hey,
Honestly,
shutting you down.
I would have to do
Agreed.
anything with urban planning, so this is a bit out of my expertise.
Shall we do a gather info roll?
Sounds like gather info to me.
You know what the best part about that is?
What?
Because of our new turf, we get an extra +1 to that.
Ooh.
Doesn't your skill give you a +1 too?
Yeah, if I use my consort to gather information.
Woo! All
Which
right,
I
well,
always do anyway.
that would make the most sense, yeah. So however you guys want to do this, one of you gets to roll, probably Desmond.
Which three of them be ones? I bet 2 coins.
Well, the nice thing is you can't fail this roll.
I lost 2 coins.
Not a single one. Give me your coins. No, you can keep them.
Basically, you guys will get good details with clarifying follow-up questions. So you guys can ask me whatever you want. You tell me who you talk to, and I can give you a solid follow-up answer to that.
Did the ghost say anything about if this is a recent issue, if it has been going on for a while or something?
It implied that it's been going on for a while. It's just gotten bad recently.
I guess I'll just start off with the basic simple question, like what is being dumped here, and like who's dumping here, what are they dumping, who are like the big contributors,
The big dumpers.
basically.
The big dumpers.
I mean, you were
Big
so
dumpers.
close. You were on a roll. Who's dumping? What are they dumping? Who are the dumpers? How do they dump?
How big are the dumpies?
How big are the dumpies? Exactly. Very, very important. Well, effectively, we know that the it's not the gondoliers, it's just gondoliers, which is so weird because everyone else is the... Feels so weird not throwing a the on some names. Anyway, we know that they have a fleet of gondolas and other watercrafts and such. Some of these are powered via spirit vessels and such, but for the most part, they kind of just do their thing and have been doing their thing for, well, quite some time. That's it. They run a range of above board to below board deals. So if there are any bodies or drugs or anything strange that need to be dumped into the waters, gondoliers will be taking care of that. And they do so quite frequently. They do have a nearby-ish factory, the one that was marked for Ogre, and while this has been here for a while, it's just dumping shit into the rivers. It's making a mess.
What is the factory? What's it make?
It's a little hush-hush. When I say recent, I probably only mean within the past maybe year or so, which can be fairly recent for some of these folk, because gondoliers have been around for quite some time. They're definitely one of the older groups here. It hasn't been dumping out quite so much, smog and junk, but as of recently, it very much has been. And there are rumors going around as to what they could be doing in there. Some think drugs, some think they're stockpiling weaponry, some think they are disposing of bodies in a different way and just like sloshing them into the waters beside, instead of just throwing the body whole hog in there. They're grinding them up first, maybe. Not entirely sure.
But the rumors are also cleanup type deals?
They clean up for other people, yeah. Got a body you want disposed of? Talk to them. You want some stuff tossed? No questions asked? Talk to them. You gotta pay, but they'll do it. It's also been relatively known that while they're not friends with the Bluecoats, there's a weird level of respect. They pay the Bluecoats pay them. We'll look the other way as long as you keep our coffers full. So very rarely do the Bluecoats actually run, head first into the gondoliers and actually have issues.
Like, would there be anyone in the city that even cares about the canals being used as like sewage pump? Sewage. Yeah.
So the area they're doing this in is actually one of the lesser wealthy zones. Unfortunately, they are dumping somewhere that is already kind of dumpy. We're doing our business in Char Hollow, right?
Yes, we do. It is where we have our informants, yes.
You mean where our restaurant is, right?
No, our restaurant is in...
I think that's Coleridge?
Coleridge,
yeah.
I think, yeah.
All right, well, on that note, Coleridge is where it's being dumped.
Oh.
The wealth of this area is quite low, and so is security.
Well,
now,
no two factions that have an issue with that, then.
Your guys' tavern is to the north of this section, if we ignore where the map is actually facing. And this issue is happening...
No, we established that the small maps are correct.
Oh, they are, cool. Well, this infraction is happening near the Ironworks, which is south of where you guys are.
The need for cleanup is never going to disappear because this is a crime world. Is there anywhere we can reroute some of the destruction? Like, what's the usual method of destruction besides dumping the bodies?
A lot of the times,
like industrial waste basically being thrown into the river.
Essentially. More so than usual. They're used to bodies. They're used to some things being tossed. But for whatever reason, they've sped things up quite a bit. Normally, trash would either be burned. Sometimes, you guys work at the docks, you guys would know this. Massive ships are actually hauled up with trash and dumped deep into the ocean.
So then we need to find out why it suddenly ramped up.
Essentially, the entity just basically asked Ogre, hey, if you can make this stop with whatever weird skills you have, please do so.
Okay, well, stop and slow down are two different things. So what are the alternate methods?
You could also burn down the entire place and make the dumping grounds disappear, but
I mean, I'm inclined to say that's the best way to do it, but then I still think we might need to pre-plan where it's...
I mean, this is like a work area. There's a lot of innocent people working here.
I mean, we can burn down the factory when it's empty.
Is anyone innocent here?
Is a factory ever empty though in Duskfall? Like, I feel that people work here 24/7. The rest of the night anyway.
That's probably a good point.
Not to mention that people are abusing the hell out of the poor people, so...
But yeah, if we do just want a hard stop, then we need to just destroy it.
Might not stop it, potentially.
Well,
just get another spot. I don't know if we can actually straight up stop it.
We need to figure out why it ramped up suddenly, and we need to figure out what they might do.
Where does it even come
in turn? From the Ironworks factory, right?
Yeah, but no, more like, does it come from like random junk from literally the entire town, or is it like a specific supplier that is dumping here specifically?
There's one particular building that is located on Knot Street, and it's dumping into the Soot Canal.
So if he just wants that specific one to stop, probably do that.
That was also the same building that the gondoliers owned, right?
Yes, they own this building.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could like infiltrate and see what they're doing.
Were we not able to gather that info hub?
Whatever question you got, you can ask me.
Can we, I don't know, send someone in to find out specifically what that building is producing?
Oh yeah, didn't we get a spy cohort?
We just heard like rumors, but we aren't sure.
Yeah, if you guys want, we can try sending some folk in, see how it goes. Whenever they roll anything, they're going to roll tier equal to what you guys are at, so they roll 2.
Sure. Let's put them to the test.
Alrighty, and precisely what we want them to do is sneak in and try to get some info.
Yeah.
We'll say they schmooze a bit with this. We'll go through. Yeah, I mean, 1 to 3 is bad, but anything else is good. Good, excellent. Wow, these rainbow dice fit the city of Duskfall wonderfully, don't they? I just realized they are very colorful.
I mean, that's kind of the point.
I like how they're like slightly fuzzy looking too. I don't think they are, but anyway.
Wait, are they?
They look slightly fuzzy. Let me throw
yeah, I think it's the glimmer.
a handful. They have like a weird.
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Yeah. It looks like they have like a glitter flowing through them in a way, but like hardened. It's really cool looking. I like it. For a digital effect, they actually did a really good job. And they were free. Yay. Alrighty, so they're able to get in, except we'll have a complication, which is perfectly fine. They are not harmed, but as they report back to you guys, they think that they might have accidentally left something behind. Like I said, no one was harmed. They didn't overtly leak who they are. They weren't questioned. They came in as like inspectors, effectively, and then maybe they came another day as like, oh, hey, we're chicken inspectors. No.
Not the chicken inspectors.
There's no chickens here. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're here to just check if there's chickens, idiots.
We need to be sure.
Yeah. Are you harboring any chickens here? Very important. Horrible. Worst thing you can possibly do.
Who would do that? Who'd steal chickens?
Nobody. Why would anyone do that?
Monsters.
Absolute monsters. Anyway, they did that, and they also double checked with like, hey, we got some stuff to dump off. Is this where you do it? Wink. And like, they probably used some of their pay. Maybe that was the downside. I'll subtract 1 coin from the vault, and that's basically it. So effectively, what they discovered is semi-recently they tried to drop off just kind of stuff, just junk, and they determined that relatively full right now, and it's a little backed up. And they essentially asked, like, well, is this something going to rot, or is it hazardous in any way, shape, or form? Inside this building, the guard is on alert, as they normally are. With most places, there might have been a few more people than there should have been, though. They primarily notice a smell, and all trash kind of has a particular smell to it, but this was unique. This smelled very distinctly of burning hair and bodies. That specifically rose up between everything else.
Oh no. Looks like our burning the body disposal had a negative side effect.
And your little crew reports back essentially that it's the amount that would have had to be burned at this rate is more than usual. This wasn't like just a hit.
As in much larger than, say, what we would have done in the area?
Yeah.
Did a lot of people suddenly go missing?
Not that we're aware of, no. And if they have, it was too recent to know.
I mean, we definitely need to know why that many people suddenly went missing. That's kind of important.
Sure. Where would you go about to get that information?
Do we know if, like, these shipments, quote unquote, are they local?
Yes, you've determined that they are definitely local.
Then we would probably be best of asking Alf and the other group.
And maybe the slums, now that we've got some contacts down south in the super poor regions.
Basically anywhere where people can go missing without too much of a fuss.
Yeah.
You learn a few things. One of those things is directed at our group overall, and that is fewer people have been showing up to work. You're not sure if they're disappearing or if they're not showing up anymore.
Work in general or work with us?
Work with you specifically.
Oh, good.
All right, well, I'm definitely going to ask around where do they think these missing people went? Especially if they're Scotlanders, because that's important to me.
Some people seem hesitant to answer you, Kim. In fact, some of the folk you ask are completely standoffish. Like, they don't talk to you at all, for whatever reason. And you recognize one or two of them. As in, like, you've worked with them before. They've actually come to your place of establishment. They worked with you before, but they seem very like, nah, I don't know. Oh, listen, I'm busy. Very, very, like, I don't get to help you, sorry. And it's like, hey, it's me, Kim. They're like, nope, don't worry about it. I got things to do. So weirdly standoffish, some of them. Not all, but some.
Dude, this is a red flag. All right, the ones that are less standoffish, can I bribe them with a couple coins?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Where'd the missing people go, and why is everyone afraid to tell me?
They can answer the second question, fairly easy. You learn that some people have stopped showing up to work, Kim, because there's rumors going around that you guys actually aren't to be trusted. Someone says you specifically, Kim, you're a traitor. You backstab people right when you get into the best possible position.
It's true, she did.
I mean, literally, yes.
Not wrong.
Why do I have a bad feeling this might relate to a certain someone?
I wonder.
So some nasty rumors about Ogre and Desmond, but they're specifically about you, Kim.
Like the most prominent ones are specifically about me?
Creepy old man.
Wow. I'm not old.
Desmond is too smooth-tongued. We can't trust him. He looks too bougie. He doesn't actually understand us. And Kim, you're basically not to be trusted.
I want to take a note. Desmond takes it as a compliment.
Yours definitely feels more personal, Kim, I will say. Theirs is more surface level, like, ogre's just creepy. And it's like, well, I mean, who isn't here? Let's be honest.
Do they happen to know where the rumor started?
The rumors 100% started in Jar Hollow. Where exactly? You're not sure. But after maybe some fang dangling a bit, someone was talking in the markets. And word spread like wildfire. Apparently this person had pretty decent proof. And initially they probably didn't believe them, but after some convincing, not everyone, but a small portion of people no longer trust you for whatever reason. And I'll also say, since you guys have befriended Mr. Ulf, have you gone to talk to him, Kim, specifically after everything?
Yeah, I probably have. Because he's a strong leader, and I definitely don't want to break ties with that.
He'll have something to say to you, but we'll jump to that in a minute. But maybe upon asking his men and asking around and whatnot, he's heard some rumors that he doesn't necessarily believe. But they've noticed that folk have gone missing as well. And then I think it was the Lost that were here as well. They noticed that, yes, some folk have been gone missing from here, from other neighboring areas, and to their knowledge, they were just folk that were down and out. They didn't really have much in common besides being poor, which is obviously very common here. But when I say poor, I mean absolutely destitute. People on their last limb. Nowhere else to go.
So are the rumors and the missing bodies connected? Are these like two separate instances of bad things happening at the same time?
You're definitely getting the feeling that these are multiple bad things happening at once. Now, the single bit of truth linking all the missing bodies is, like I said, a lot of the folk, friends, family that have gone missing are absolutely destitute. Some you've worked with. Alrighty, so knowing this, you guys can work towards this building. Kim, Ulf would want to have some words with you, one-on-one, specifically just with you. But you can do that whenever you want. We'll say one of his men kind of went like, hey, Kim, when you get a chance, Ulf wants to talk to you.
As soon as I hear that, after this investigation, I will head right over.
Excellent.
It might be part of the investigation.
After I hear that there's proof of backstabbage, I will head right over.
They did stress that you come alone. Do you, or do you bring your friends with you?
Did the messenger give me any vibes that I am to be concerned?
No.
Then I'm comfortable going alone.
This is more of a, Ulf wants to talk to you, and he gave you a look of like, you know why. Like, it's because of he trusts you more, is kind of the vibe this guy was letting off.
What, he doesn't trust me?
He trusts you too much, Ogre? He doesn't need to talk to you, man. You guys,
Okay.
you guys, you have a bond. You guys got a link that's just this thicker
Hell
than
yeah.
blood, dude.
That wounds me. I take that personally.
You don't know this? This is Ogre's special time.
The
Whoa.
bond is entirely
Ogre's
telepathic.
special time.
You just look at Ulf like once and it's like, oh.
Every once in a while, they run into each other in like a gambling den and just look at each other and nod.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
they
it.
just nod. That's all they need. You said you wanted to speak with the Lost, Desmond?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing the same thing as Kim is doing, basically. Except
Okay.
with the Lost.
With that, they also found people they were trying to help that also just went missing suddenly, out of nowhere. They were like, hey, we can help you out. We know some people. You guys, maybe if you need some work, go help them out. I know you guys are here in Coleridge, but if you head over to Char Hollow, they can help you get some work. We're starting to kind of open some things in Coleridge as well. They just poofed. And they're like, we have no idea where they went. We looked for them. They're just gone. All right, so you head to Mr. Ulf on your own. The two guys up front are playing, this time they're playing Knuckles. One of them is very clearly losing. The other one is trying and failing to cheat at Knuckles. And the other guy's just laughing. Like, keep it up. I can do this all day.
Can I lean over and stage whisper a trick to cheat better?
Sure.
Wow.
No one should be able to cheat that poorly.
Wow.
All right, no friend of mine should be cheating that poorly.
And as you say that, they both kind of let you on in. And then you see as you walk in, one of the guards is kind of looking at his hand, very bloody, like, all right, how do I do it? Let me figure this out. And the other dude's kind of laughing, like, all right. Like, I'll give you 5 minutes to collect yourself, buddy. And you head on in. The place looks a bit nicer. They're still doing, plenty of work. Location still smells like Bill Hook, unfortunately, but they are doing their absolute best. And they let you know that there's a separate office in which Ulf will be in, that underground one we're kind of pausing for now. Ulf is here for inspection, so he wanted to meet you today.
All right, I'll head to this second office.
He's in there flipping through some paperwork and smoking an absolutely massive cigar. He has a drink on the table with some cups provided. There are no guards inside, but there is one outside. They close the door behind you, sees you, gives you a nod, motions to the drink, as if, like, would you like?
Sure, I'll have a little one.
Excellent. He pours both of you a drink. Huge inhale of the cigar, takes the shot, exhales the cigar.
A man of culture, I see.
He smirks, leaning on the desk, looking at you, Kim.
I heard you've been doing some pretty good work recently.
I've been doing a lot lately. You have to be a bit more specific.
Aye, of course. I do mostly mean in Char Hollow.
Oh, yes. I've been trying to fix that place up, and something's going horribly wrong.
He nods at that. Kind of thinking to himself, he fiddles the cigar, takes another long drag of it, blows it away from you.
Well then, I don't think you'd mind too much telling me your intentions. We're partners after all, right? We're all here for the same thing.
That's right.
Right, well?
My intentions for Char Hollow?
Aye.
To fix it up.
By what means?
I mean, those are my people, so realistically, I would prefer to see them better off than they are.
Not meaning to step on any toes or anything, but I just thought I'd let you know that you've pilfered a few people that were going to be joining us.
Oh, did we? I'm sorry.
Aye. Then I've been hearing some not-so-great rumors about you. I assume those hold no real water, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I have a history.
Don't we all?
Did I hear any of the specifics about the rumors? Like, were there specifics, like specific situations?
We'll say he'd let you know, and then kind of in general, the general vibe is if you rely on Kim, she will let you down. In the end, she'll always let you down.
I'll go ahead and ask, can you tell me these rumors you heard in a bit more detail? They're kind of vague. I've heard that someone had proof, but no one's able to tell me who or why or how.
I'll be entirely honest, Kim. I don't know too much either. I would prefer to trust you as we did work together and you didn't abandon us. You held true in the few times we worked together. But yes, people have been speaking around that you're not to be trusted, that you're a liar, that you stab folk in the back. How much do you actually think what you're doing is going to work?
If I doubt myself, it's not going to work, so I can't be thinking that way. It's going to work.
Aye, but positivity can only get you so far. What if those around you aren't willing to change, aren't willing to accept us? I've tried for years. I'm sure you know that.
Unfortunately, people like that, you have to leave them be until they come around on their own.
That's just it. They've never come around. It's only got worse. We got kicked around for God knows how long.
That's because I didn't have anyone to show them the way. The work I've been trying to do has been trying to show them the way. I want to get them started. I want to show them that there's hope.
He's nodding at that, and he stands up, points to a map that you do recognize. It's a hand-drawn of Duskfall, and he starts kind of pointing around and says,
Are you familiar with this area here? In Char Hollow?
Yeah.
Me and my people back in the day, before I turned to a life of crime. Well, I guess more blatant crime, as they'd say. We owned this little stretch of land, and things were good for a while. We thought people finally accepted us. There were a few shitbags here and there, but we put them in their place. We tried to lean off, though, keep turning the other cheek. Maybe eventually they'd leave us alone. Maybe they'd see us for what we are. Not violent, not monsters. But do you know what happened, Kip?
One guess.
Precisely. I will say, I'm not going to turn my way. I'm going to continue doing what I do. And you know what I do, right?
Yep.
He gives you a very serious look and gets closer. He says,
Are you sure? The rumors about me are true.
I kind of guessed as much.
Not slowly at that. Take a step back a bit.
Good. And I can trust you. We are working together on this, right?
We're together.
I trust you then. I trust you. Anything weird comes up, let me know. You don't have to let me know directly. You can trust my men, especially the two idiots outside. They're dumb, but they're loyal.
Yeah, I do like them.
He smirks at that. He takes another shot, sits back, and cranes his neck.
Well, that's really all I needed out of you.
Just got to make sure we want the same future. We're on the same side.
I will get up, and before I leave the door, I will say this, Ulf. There is someone I backstabbed a long time ago. I regret it now. In fact, it's the reason why I'm the way I am now. And I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, he gives you a knowing nod.
Her name was Mira. If you happen to hear any rumors about her, point her my way.
He nods.
All right, have a good day.
And as you head out, you walk down the stairs and you begin to exit the building. Before you do, though, you can hear Ulf standing at the top of the stairs as he shouts down to you. He says, "Oh, and Kim, one last thing. If things don't work out with you and your people," and he pulls a rather large knife out, flips it in his hand, and says, "You know we've got your back. You can always come to us if you need real change."
Appreciate that, Ulf.
He smiles very widely at that and motions for you to leave.
All right, I will return to Desmond and Ogre and tell them, if Ulf's concerned, someone is doing a real good job of spreading these rumors. And he knew nothing about the missing people.
Well, the good news is that it's probably someone from your past and not someone who I was thinking about.
Yeah, but I don't... If it is who I think it is, I don't think she'd be purposely wiping out every downtrodden person ever.
No, I think that's unrelated.
So we have several problems to deal with right now.
Well, if you think this Mira, you said, is one of the causes of the issue, I guess we can send our informants after them.
Yes, please. I didn't realize Mira was out already.
I mean, we did, break jail, so she might have escaped then.
Shit. Shit.
How could you have gotten out?
We should also tell our people to be on the lookout for body snatchers.
Specifically, in fact, we should probably have some people hang out in the slums.
Yeah, probably.
So you do know that there are various shipments being brought to this location. Would you guys like to, or would you like to send another one of your groups to kind of keep an eye out to maybe get a peep on this shipment?
Like, we don't have to do this immediately, right?
It is kind of time stamped, whatever, because that creature is looking for us, and the longer we take to resolve this,
That's true.
Yeah, the sooner the creature will catch up.
Yeah, but we don't have to, potentially expose ourselves by heavily monitoring the area, was what I mean.
Yeah.
We can take a day or 2 or 3.
Actually, yeah, a starting location would probably be helpful to solving this.
Alrighty. Would you guys want to do this? Do you want to send your crew out?
They're also busy watching out for Mira, so...
Yeah, we should probably go in ourselves. I'm definitely disguising. No face today. Ogre, would you like a new face?
What?
I'm giving you a new face.
But I'm beautiful now.
I'm actually going to make you look young.
What? I already look young.
Oh, Ogre. Look of pity.
What?
I'm half tempted to step out and instead spend my day writing a very fun letter to a certain someone. Because we know what's it called?
Oh, the magistrate?
And I happen to know someone who might be able to, fix that.
We probably should not forget that.
The real question is if writing a letter will be enough to convince her to, fix it.
A strongly worded letter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically thinking about sending Nancy a letter and letting her in on the fact that a magistrate is being pressured into doing something because she very much thinks herself like the epitome of purity, even though she is very much not so. So she might try to fix it, but...
Yeah, it's worth trying. She didn't seem to super hate you last time she saw you.
Oh, Kim.
I said super hate. Super hate.
If she had a gun on her, she would have shot me on spot. I will not be sending the letter under my name, luckily.
And I would word it not so harshly as well.
Oh, definitely not. I'm basically sending it as like a secret anonymous tip or something with a completely unrecognizable handwriting, hopefully.
In that case, keep it short too. It shouldn't take long to write.
Yeah, I guess that works.
So that can be on its way.
I would basically be, spending a day or something collecting some information about that to send her so she can deal with it, hopefully.
Sure, that makes sense.
And if at all possible, but that's only on a critical success probably, have it collude into the guy getting even more prison time instead.
I'm trying to think if I want to start this as a clock and then have you kind of work at it.
Because I was thinking of making it a long-term project at some point, but it wasn't worth it.
You can throw a gold at it and start it immediately, and then you can poke it later, obviously, for free.
Well, we have plenty of gold to throw at it. That's the issue. Yeah, sure. I'll throw a gold at it.
Just throw money at all of our problems.
I mean,
Indeed.
We're rich at this point. We can. I'll have, Jeremy make one of the other lackeys inside the judge, jury, whatever the hell it's called, deliver it to her anonymously.
that you do have the
Just
connections.
It just randomly appeared on a desk, weirdly enough.
I'll go ahead and throw that on our docs map. And if you want to roll that real quick. Excellent. I'll say this can backfire, like it can go backwards, but only if something really horrible happens, and I will very much warn you ahead of time. I won't just randomly do it. Obviously, your bud lets you know it's going to take a little bit of feign dangling.
I mean, worst case scenario, Nancy's going to find out where I am and come down on me.
Yeah, and the thing is, that and also Nancy's going to have to look into it herself to make sure you're just not trying to throw her on a random chase, because I would have heard of this. We will say something that we discover. All right, I'm going to have you guys roll me some stealth, and if you're doing it together, you should do it as a lead action, and this will basically symbolize us kind of following the cart to see where it's coming from.
I guess I'll lead.
All right, well, we're going to succeed regardless.
6 and a 1. Go ogre.
Excellent. And I should have said Standy. Oh my god, my brain is worky today. Standy whiskey. Ugh. All right, well, that echoed and sounded really weird. Yeah, I know, right?
No.
Anyway, it's too powerful. So, we are led to 6 towers, actually. And it's a little bit of a travel, but you guys realize that there is indeed a cart that is stopping somewhere around the southwestern portion of 6 towers. Somewhere near Oracle Road. It's popping by a building, staying for some time, and then it's loaded up with various boxes.
Human-sized boxes?
You could definitely fit more than one person in here, yeah. They're uncomfortably large, one would say. Something else you very obviously notice is security is a bit too good for just loading up boxes.
So that's where they come from, basically?
Yeah, seems like it.
What building were they pulling the crates out of?
There's a rather inconspicuous building on Oracle Road in 6 towers.
Can we enter that building?
I mean, the bigger question is we live in a world where when people die, literally a bell rings. And no bell has been ringing, I guess.
But there are certain guilds and skills that are able to negate that bell.
We also have
discovered this the other
informant
day.
in this specific area that we might be able to ask about something like that.
6 towers is our hunting ground, right?
One up, yes.
Actually.
You do know that normal access to this building is effectively a big fat no?
Is there no way to sneak in?
Oh, you can definitely sneak in. I'm just saying standard access is 100% no. You can always do anything, just you gotta roll for it.
All right, well, I'm more inclined to sneak in.
But why?
What?
Why sneak when we can talk?
All right.
I mean, you can sneak in, but I'm
Why
going to
talk
talk.
when we can murder?
What would you say about murdering, Ogre?
Huh? What? I didn't say anything.
Can I case the joint and locate an alternate entrance in case these talks don't work?
You definitely can.
And I'm talking to Lady Pendrin, not to the guys inside.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
I'm definitely not going to talk to them.
we can talk to her.
Sure, yeah. What question do you guys have for her?
I'm just going to come out with people have been getting murdered in this area lately. But from what I heard, there has been no bell going off.
Initially, her response is, well, yeah. And then after that, she goes, okay, yes, that's different.
And they're apparently dying in quite a large quantity. I guess I'll name like the street and the building of what's going on there.
Yeah, well, she steeples her fingers and kind of gives you a knowing nod as if, well, that is my backyard. I do indeed know what's going on to a degree. Yes, we have noticed disappearances in the area. They've been quite unfortunate. And, as you said, Desmond, they're going unnoticed. Something that you've not mentioned just yet that you might like to know is that me and mine were no longer providing, of course, but it was requested of us what we considered a somewhat unreasonable amount of food. Catering, I think, is how they attempted to parade it as. But where they wanted the food was quite strange. I asked if they wanted it here, or at a party of some other location, but no. Some odd back alley, just south of here. We told them no after the first delivery. The delivery boy gave me a very odd look. Incredibly uncomfortable he was when he returned. Something spooked him about the client.
Guess we're heading there next.
Sounds worrying.
Definitely quite strange.
Why are they killing people if they're treating them?
That I'm not sure. We are slightly busy with our own things, thanks to you all. Working with Richter, we found quite a few artifacts waiting in the wild that serve our purpose. I thought I'd let you know that due to your assistance, things are going swimmingly for us.
Would like to keep that going.
He smiles and nods at that. Honestly, I have no idea. I've heard people have gone missing, but, well, not to be callous, but no one of consequence. No one from my clan? No one from yours, I assume?
Not directly associated. I think the issue is slightly more widespread than you anticipated, however. We aren't talking about a few dozen.
Interesting. I'm sure, as you can assume, things are quite busy up here. She kind of motions to the whole casino, basically.
I think the gondoliers are somehow involved. Might want to be watchful of them.
They're involved in quite a bit. That's not really too surprising. I'll keep an eye out. We'll send our spiders out to weave their little webs.
You do that.
Anything else? Just stopping by to say hi?
I figured you would ask nicely before we started an operation in your territory.
Oh, we're more than friends, Desmond. The three of you are more than welcome to operate. Just, if it's anything normally outside of our comfort zone, just let me know ahead of time.
Will do. Then we'll get going.
Excellent. Armed with this new info, where do you guys go next?
That food delivery location.
All right, you learn that the food delivery location is one and the same.
So, Ogre, how about you dress up as a hobo? Oh, wait, you don't have to.
What? I'm leaving.
Do you want to just sneak in or something?
Yes. Where can we sneak in? Is there an underground sewer entrance, or do I need to climb in through a window?
I say we do an engagement roll, and we see how that leads us in, and that'll basically let us know how easy it is to break on into this place. We'll also say that your guys' group have come back with a little extra bit of information. That information being, you probably would have shared that weird Lady Pender and her people were once commissioned to bring not the fanciest of food, but nicer, somewhat more expensive food than we're normally used to seeing spread around Duskwall, to this location. You then learn that others have been commissioned, and they're kind of hitting different locations. So they're not getting it from one source, but there is still food being brought here. Were you guys to wait, you actually do see there are some deliveries being made here. Once again, it's all covered and concealed, but now we know it's probably more food.
Then we could tell we break in as a food cart.
Desmond learned this by food telepathy.
Yes.
And then as per usual with the engagement roll, anything you guys have that would assist, let me know. Dice will go up. Anything bad, dice go down.
I used my special ability, so I definitely get +1 from that.
Mm-hmm.
We know about the food deliveries, and we assume we know what's going on inside there.
Okay. Your guys' avenue of attack, is it sneaking in, or are you guys doing the chicken inspector thing again?
I think sneak is better in this case.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
So we'll say all that, and I'll add one negative die, just saying the place is relatively well defended, and that should leave us at 3.
What can possibly go wrong?
Nothing, apparently. We got a 6.
Apparently.
Hell yeah, alrighty. That means we are starting off in a controlled position when the action starts. How do you guys want to break into this place? So you're looking for either a sewer cam or a window?
Yeah.
Well, there are definitely windows if you wish to get into there.
Is it just called the catacombs or are the actual catacombs?
This area is called the catacombs. There are indeed some that are under these buildings. A lot have been sealed off for somewhat obvious reasons.
We go in through the catacombs. Maybe we can pick up some dead corpses as we go now.
Actually,
What do you guys think I do?
I would be interested to see if they're hiding anything in their own sewers.
Alrighty, sneaking through the underground it is then. And like I mentioned, we are starting in a control position, which is absolutely fantastic for us. You guys are able to fandangle yourselves around just a bit, and fortunately for your crew, we find somewhat of a secret tucked away entrance. It was boarded up a long time ago, but with a little bit of fandangling, you're able to get in fairly easy. Closing the door behind you, you realize this heads down into a set of catacombs. There are many twisting, turning ways. Various rats, potential future dinners, are skittering about the walls and such, and there's a nice, musty smell that greets us down here. There are many paths that have been blocked off that probably lead to other buildings. Many locations that probably don't want to be bothered and didn't really consider, well, the catacombs something they want associated with their businesses. As we head forward, following the blueprints that we have from Desmond, we're able to locate this particular building. And surprise, surprise to absolutely no one, there was a door ahead of us. A door that was intentionally, just like the others, boarded up. You know this will take either an amount of brute force or slow tinkering to get all the wood and such off this door to gain access to it.
Glowing quite.
Yeah, we don't want to be loud yet.
Who would like to do this? It's basically a large wooden door that is just covered in slats of wood. Nothing too crazy.
We finessely remove the wood.
Alrighty, roll
Let
it
me
up.
just, you know.
Controlled standard. Excellent. Slowly picking away at this, the three of you all work together. And all I'm going to add is a singular clock, since we start off in a control position. And I'm going to make this an 8 clock, nice and big. This is just going to be alerted. So, the three of you are able to fairly easily get these chunks of wood off this door. It's in disrepair. Obviously, it's got a bunch of holes and such in it, but it doesn't seem to be actually locked. Twisting the knob, it opens quite easily, actually.
Be on the lookout for ghosts.
It is, of course, dark down here. I would assume one of you had a flame ignited to see your way. Would we be turning off our lights heading in?
I mean, how dark is it here?
Cracking open the door, you can actually see that there is indeed some light. It is not provided by ghost flame in this hallway ahead of you, but there are way down this hallway, I mean like 30 or so feet. It is a straight shot hallway with a set of stairs at the end. There are lights at the very, very far end.
Yeah, there should be enough light to move around.
And as the three of you head down, it is indeed quiet. You can only hear your footsteps. Moving slowly, though.
Ogre has a ghost mask thing, right? Can it only see ghosts, or is it also for, like, anything spooky, spectral?
An arcane item that allows the trained user to see supernatural energies in great detail. Also affords some measure of protection against ghostly possession.
You should definitely have those on right now.
The three of you head in. Would you be leading the group, Ogre, with your mask?
I mean, I don't want to, but if they want me to, I will.
You don't have to lead. You could be, like, second person. Just, be on the lookout for magical anything.
Down the hallway, you do not see anything magical or spooky in nature. So we head upward, and we see a set of stairs that lead to a door that might possibly be locked. The only lights in this hallway are two flickering flames that are at the bottom of these stairs. They head up to said door.
I also wonder what they're doing with all the ghosts.
Good question. Definitely something freaky going on there.
All right, who's picking this door?
Would you be able to, like, I don't know, sense out anything supernatural in the area?
Yeah, us in
Probably.
general?
Either of you, I don't know.
Attune, if you attune, it literally says open your mind to the ghost field or channel ectoplasmic energy. So that would indeed be you, Ogre, focusing and trying to see if there's, some force, something here. And I will say at the top of these stairs, that is effectively inside the building, once you guys pick the lock, of course. You would be close enough if you want to do that.
Sure, why not?
We'll still say you are indeed in a, we'll say because of what it is, I'll drop it from controlled to standard, so we'll just say standard risky.
Am I able to assist with only one dice, or is that a bad idea?
You can assist.
How would you be assisting him in doing this?
I was thinking I could listen to any ghost voices.
Okay.
And that makes the most sense for my character, right?
Actually, yes, I like that. So yeah, if you want to take one stress and give an extra die, you can definitely do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Sure. Hell yeah.
Nice.
You got a success, baby. Before we pick the lock, Ogre, you open yourself up to the ghost field, and it takes only a moment or so of focusing. And Kim, you sharply listening to whispers that slowly turn to just a cacophony of screams of pain and pleasure and joy. It's faint. It's a whispered, wispy, strained scream, but it's there, Kim, if you listen closely. And Ogre, you can feel an immense spectral force, not just up ahead, but in this building. They're attempting to conceal it, but you can feel it. There's something here. Now that you're in the building, you get the feeling that this concealment is not as potent.
This is a major
that's
problem. This is a major problem.
How major are we talking?
Is
Is it
Pretty
safe
big.
for us to continue?
I'm actually wondering if we should bring in some ghost experts to back us up.
I'm seeing a lot
mean
of doubt
me?
in the two of you, and I don't trust that.
probably shouldn't go in there without some extra help.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Explain to me what exactly is happening in there.
I mean,
I don't
we probably do want to go in a little further at least just to get some idea of what's going on. But we might want to get prepped for a quick exit.
See, Desmond, as paranoid as he is, I don't think he's going to let you.
Yeah, now that we're kind of freaked out ourselves, oh my god.
Yes, he's definitely going to pull the both of you out. Considering how we usually deal with ghosts, which is not well.
Excuse me. We have a very good history with ghosts. Thank you very much.
Except
Every
for
single
the
time
three
a
hunting us.
ghost,
Okay.
every single time a ghost has been in place, someone has gotten seriously hurt,
Or a trauma.
or a trauma, or backstabbed. You know,
All right.
I wonder who could have gotten backstabbed.
I mean, Ogre almost died at least twice from ghosts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. It's 50-50. We've had very good and very bad.
That's what is putting the two of us out. He does not trust this shit.
No. At least make a peephole so we can see what's inside.
While you guys do sense this, it is controlled. There is a ghost presence, but it is controlled. It is not wild.
All right. I will emphasize that. It feels controlled. We need to see it before we can accurately ask for help. I agree we need help, but we need to know what kind and how many.
Hi, but only a peek.
All right. Works for me. Quick, Ogre, open the door.
Desmond is gonna walk back and keep everything, make sure everything is open at this point, so we can literally run away in a straight line if we need to.
Excellent.
I want to open the door.
But you're the Tinkerer, right? Is it locked or is it not locked?
It's a standard lock.
I will assist you by lending you my tinker tools. Give me my singular stress, please.
Away.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Excellent.
That was almost bad.
16131. Holy crap.
It's still a 6 though, baby. No matter. All right. Ogre, once again, silent as the grave, slowly tinkering with the lock until it bends to your will. And with a very soft and silent click, you're able to open the door.
Slowly push it open.
You can hear muffled footsteps and speech just around the corner. Looking into this hallway, it is very dark, but that is just kind of Duskwall in general. The hallways are lit by traditional flame, and you can see that it's relatively twisty and turny, but this building really isn't too big. You can hear conversation that doesn't seem too erratic, but you can't necessarily make out the words. You need to get a little bit closer to hear precisely what they're saying.
I will sneak through.
Away you go.
I'm the reckless one, right?
All right, that'll still be risky standard.
I'm pushing Desmond's paranoia.
Okay, still risky standard. Go for it.
And mine.
You're gone before I can even get back, so.
I think I'm gonna push mine.
I would probably think it's more dangerous if we're separated, so I'd push Ogre to, follow her and also follow her and you can lead a group.
Alrighty, you did not push yourself?
I did not. Rather than spend 2 sessions pushing, I may spend 2 stress for my ghost veil. I'm pre-planning.
Alright,
The
fair
two of
enough.
us are also going, right?
So she can go alone? If you want, she fully succeeded, so...
I feel like
Bit
your
better,
paranoia, you might stand by the door and wave at me to come back.
If you two wanted to follow, you guys can... I mean,
That
she already
sounds
rolled,
more
so...
scared more than paranoia, because I already told you it's fine. I just didn't tell you to, go ahead without us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm paranoid and haunted, so I'm more on the scared side at this point, probably.
Just combine them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will follow her, but I'll make sure that the door is closed but not locked, so we can literally push it open and go after.
Sure. So go ahead and roll.
And I'll make sure Ogre actually follows because he's apparently a scaredy cat. It's better to be together.
Are you choosing to stay behind Ogre, or are you following?
If Desmond is going to go in, I will go too, but I don't want to.
All right, go ahead and roll prowl beside Kim.
No, it's not even
There you
stress.
go, have some stress.
All right, Kim, take 1 stress.
You're welcome.
Fire stress. Thanks.
3 of you move forward, unheard. Fortunate for you, you're now closer to hear this conversation. You hear an individual with a relatively booming voice, but you're able to move over to this door and crack it just a bit so it's no longer muffled. And he's speaking to a crowd of people. You can hear their kind of murmured voices hush a bit.
Can I get a good sense of how many people are in the audience?
If you want to peek in, you can. From the murmurs, you could guess around 8 to 10. If you want a precise number, you can look in the door.
All right, I'll listen and then decide if I want to look.
If you want to look, I can assist by giving you one of the... my kit has one of those mirrors you can shove under a door.
Ooh, okay.
With just a crack in the door, you guys can hear this conversation. And he's speaking to them after he hushes them. You're all present today to assist, and I greatly appreciate all of your presence. Food, as mentioned, shall be provided as you are brought into the light. And then you hear sort of a pause and someone standing. He said, When do we get the food then? That'll be in the next room, my disciple. But please be patient. Be sure to raise your excitement levels as much as you can. Hold for now, so that we may release in the future. And they seem kind of confused, like, okay. Go ahead and roll controlled, I will say, because you have this little doodad. I'll say standard control.
What would this be? Finesse again? Since it's a mirror?
Yeah, I say you're trying to finesse a mirror under it so it doesn't like clack or make any noise or, bump anything. Excellent.
Wow, these rolls.
So, perfectly controlled. You're able to look around, Kim, and you see approximately 12 people that are all watching. The 12th man, go ahead, and he sits down. They're sitting on a floor.
Do they all look exceptionally destitute?
Yes, all of them do. You see the individual is wearing a red robe with white stripes, and he's looking down to all of them. He's standing on a podium. There are fire lit in all corners of the room, and everyone is just sitting on the floor as of current. And then he motions to the door that you are all peeking through, and he says, "If you'd all follow me through here to the room of worship, we can have our feast and our fuel to worship the one above. If you'd all join me, please." And he motions to the door you guys are at.
A wave to the guys to back up.
Good thing I left the door open, or ajar rather.
Alrighty, looking at this general scenario that we're sitting in, like I said, there are various twisty turns and whatnot. Do you guys want to hide around a corner, or do you guys want to just like hop into a room and chill there for now while they're moving about?
I think I know where this is going, but I kind of want to see what he's doing. Did we spy an obvious room that looked like a lunch area? Because clearly they are feeding them if they're ordering the food.
Yes, they're going to be heading down further into the tunnel, which is further away from the initial door you entered.
Did we have a blueprint of this building?
You do, and it is relatively simple. Realistically, if you guys wanted to scoot back real quick and walk into the door that you initially entered in, you could easily do that.
Does the map display a potential hiding spot on the way to the eatery?
Yes, there is another door. If you guys want to walk down the hallway a bit, there'd be a singular room you could hide in. You don't know what's in there, but you very much could if you wish.
Oh man, this is dangerous.
You think?
The tenseness. I hate you, husband.
I'll give you 3 options. One option is to move closer to the entrance. One option is to go back to the catacomb. The other option is to go into mystery room.
Did someone say a mystery room?
I'm thinking mystery room.
Mystery room it is.
The devil's bargain.
The mystery room is indeed unlocked. You guys are able to sneak in there quick as a whip. And as you
Be
do,
sure to inspect it before you go in.
Yes, what's inside?
you actually can't see as the lights are off.
Do you hear anything?
Who had the lantern?
I guess with Ogre opening the door, I probably would have had it.
Alrighty, so holding it, the lantern is of course off. This room is pitch black. When you opened the door, you saw very few things very quickly. Here, we never used this roll. Survey. Who wants to roll that for me?
Oh, dear God.
I have nothing in survey.
I have 1 in survey.
You know what? I'm gonna lead the group in surveying.
You know, I think you're going to need to save your stress, but all right.
It's fine. I only have 1 right now.
Survey.
Oh yeah, that's a 1. There we go.
Oh, dear God. We need a success, so this is going to fail miserably.
I mean, we'll just miss what's inside the tiny
Devil's
closet.
bargain.
Oh, actually, I could have pushed myself. That would have been a 4. And then I get 1 more stress, which is perfect.
Would you push yourself for that?
Yes, if I had thought of it.
Sure. Okay, so that would make it a mixed success. Ogre, are you joining in on this survey or no?
Survey, I have 0.
You don't have to roll then. That's fine. It's up to you. So Devil's Bargain for Kim. Let's see. I will say you need to leave the door open for an extra tick, and I'll add 1 more to alerted.
Done.
Roll it up. Risky bisky. Already.
Nice. I take 1 more stress.
What I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to add 2 more ticks to alerted, but I'm going to let you see what's in here. Because you need to leave the door open just a little longer than you probably would have liked. You're not sure if someone saw you. You might have made a little bit of noise closing the door, but to your knowledge, no one followed you in. While the door was open, though, you saw bunk beds, multiple bunk beds. There are most likely people sleeping in here, and you do see some bodies that are currently occupying them. The lights are off, though, so they're definitely sleeping.
Can we hear the sounds of sleeping breaths?
As you close the door and move into the room, you do indeed hear kind of like, and then like 2 seconds later, you hear like a... So yeah, someone's sleeping in here.
Okay, we don't want to stay here long.
Waiting and listening, you can hear the group slowly walking through the hall.
I'm going to ready my new pistol with like the sleep powder.
Excellent. They head past your door. As you asked before, Kim, this is most likely where they are congregating to. And now that you guys are here, this room has a very peculiar smell to it. It's just a wonderfully not great mixture of a multitude of things.
Does it smell like destitution?
Slightly. It's got a real nice combination of just, I don't like this smell very much.
Or does it smell like death?
Not death, no.
Okay.
Near the door, who's standing where? Because there's three of you basically standing behind this door in this dark room.
I'm standing back so I can sleep to people.
Yeah, and I'm probably near the door listening so for when we can step back out.
Okay. Ogre, where are you?
Hiding behind Desmond.
Moving about, you don't necessarily knock something over loudly, but you realize the thing that you did to make some noise, you knocked over a wicker basket. And as you stepped over it, Desmond, to kind of make sure these people aren't going anywhere, it's really difficult to make anything out, but fortunately, some light is actually traveling under the door, letting your eyes adjust just enough that you can sort of see. And Kim, you're waiting and listening. Ogre, as you reposition yourself, you stand and walk onto something that makes a wonderful, squishy sound.
I step on something that makes a squishy sound?
Indeed. It was fabric. Wet fabric?
Does it smell like blood in here?
Ergaz, is that you?
Getting a whiff.
So guys,
It smells a bit like blood, but there's other fluids in there as well. It's really musty in here.
And it doesn't smell like
I hate
death.
it.
No, I mean, blood has,
did you-
that irony smell, but
Yeah.
did you
But-
knock over a nightbot? Are you stepping in someone's poop?
I'm running away. I'm leaving.
it was a basket you knocked over. It wasn't a chamber pot, fortunately.
It could be a basket of poop, I guess.
That's an inefficient way to store it, but I wouldn't put it past these people.
I don't want to know.
I'm not going to comment on that anyway. I was going to say something, but I'm holding that in. So, you hear the group pass by the door, Kim, and you hear another door close. Presumably, they're in their room of worship. You hear a cheer, actually. It seems they found the food.
I want to peek out to see if we can leave.
As you peek out, a sliver of light strikes one of the figures sleeping, and the shout causes him to kind of wiggle around a bit in his bed.
I instantly hit him with my sleep pistol.
You could knock him out straight up?
Yep.
Okay. I just,
No
It is-
questions asked. I'm just gonna jam it into his neck and.
you're already in position, so I'll say risky standard, because it's dark, difficult to see. What would you like to roll for that?
I'm being quick, so finesse, I guess.
Sure. You fully succeed in this, but not before. He utters a single fracas, and it goes back to bed, which is going to make some sound, and tick up alerted by 1.
Can we leave now?
Waiting but a moment, he shakes a bit. You hear everyone else move just a wee bit, but they were just adjusting themselves. And yes, if you wish to leave, you're more than welcome to do so.
Out the door we go.
Push everyone out the door and straight into the exit.
Oh no, I'm going towards the
No. I'm
Oh,
pushing
yes,
you
yes,
towards
yes,
the
yes,
exit. I'm not giving you a choice.
Can I see a gap underneath the door?
You can, yes.
I'm going to lunge for it and stick the mirror under.
Okay.
I'm going to catch you mid-jump and throw you through the door.
Wait, let me just see.
I flash back to having bought Kim a kitty harness. Just got to sleep.
Appropriate.
All right, Kim, how badly do you want this? I will say the hallway is relatively secure. There's no one in it. The door is closed.
If it seems that secure, I really want it.
Unless you can convince me somehow that we need to keep exploring, I want everyone out of here because we've already made way too much noise.
I'm on Desmond's side. I'm gonna try to stop you too.
Wait, no, please, just one more, then we can leave.
We're dragging you out.
All right, fine, I'll go. It's a waste to come here.
Not really. We know what was happening here, and now we've confirmed it.
As you begin to walk down the hall, you hear more shouts of excitement and just moans of pleasure of, oh, this food is so good! And they start just shouting and cheering, and you hear some...
Okay, that's all the convincing Desmond needed. He's going to turn around and go to the room.
No.
Food.
As you're moving down the hall,
I'm going to drag my feet so I can stretch out how long I can listen.
You can't necessarily make out what they're saying, because this is already kind of happening as you guys are leaving, but it's incredibly obvious how much these people are enjoying this food, and you hear no words, unfortunately, because the door is closed and you guys are on the way out. You hear some of a chanting going on behind. It's like a Zundaru Irania. It's kind of
good.
Hovering in the background.
Does it have distinct magic feel in it?
Is it loud enough that we could potentially hear it if we stuck around for like half a second?
If you got closer to the door, yes, but you can tell it's more than one voice. It is a group of voices, and they're all chanting in unison.
Either of you can understand what the hell they're saying. This is your only chance of allowing you back in.
I don't want to go back in. I'm done with this place.
I feel like my memory's pretty good. Can I, like, get closer to memorize what they're saying?
You feel like you might be able to make it out, Kim?
I mean, I'm the Prowl Queen, for crying out loud. If they're doing some sort of weird-ass ritual, we need to know.
Famous last words.
No kidding. Death flag!
What could go wrong?
I am. I'm listening very intently.
All right, are you moving closer and listening? Are you using the mirror?
If they let me get closer, I will.
I mean, I'm just trying to leave. If she really wants to stay, I'll let her,
You can hold the
do
door
whatever
open.
she wants.
I stick out my left hand, take off my glove, and tell Kim, don't do anything reckless. You have 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
I'll shoot
And
over.
in case you're wondering, I am using my special ability. If you do not listen to my do not be reckless request, you will take a level 3 harm.
Oh,
He's never thought that before. I'll take that seriously.
You will know that.
I am already running away for my 10 seconds.
Alrighty, are you just listening, or are you looking under the door as well?
I would like to look under the door, yes.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. I want to listen for 6 seconds and
Okay.
stick the mirror under the door for the next 3 seconds.
You can do both of these things. You'll just need to roll well.
All right.
If you're going to push yourself and receive any
I'm going to
assistance-
push myself.
All right.
This is a push situation.
Did you have any free assists you want to throw her way, Desmond, or
Yes, I am assisting her in this. Using
Right.
my free assist.
roll one more d6, Kim? What do you know?
That's a 6.
That's a full success. Good job. Alrighty. It only took 6 dice.
Only 6 dice, roll 6. All right.
Alrighty. So, as I said, you can indeed do both of these things. You're able to, that anyone noticing, slip this little sheet of glass in and angle it perfectly, and you can see there's a stage. There's a table. On this table is actually pretty nice looking food. Nowhere near like Roland Watt or anything along those lines, but much nicer than you'd find on the streets of Duskwall. They paid not handsomely, but this would trick anybody into thinking they're eating like kings, like gods. And they are scarfing it down. They are loving it. And in these few seconds, you see 3 men on a stage. You see 1 in each corner, and they're all holding a staff that has 3 candles on it, and they're burning. They're all wearing the same red robes with white stripes, and they're chanting. They're chanting. They're chanting. And you guys have waited a moment to come here, so they've already been eating. And they're not just eating, they are ravenously consuming this food. And you notice that all these folk, the 12 that were in the room, are surrounding this table, but they're not just eating, they're rubbing themselves and they're rubbing each other and starting to tear their clothes off. And they're just getting into this. They're going crazy. And the more the chanting picks up, the more they're getting into this act of consuming, and they begin touching each other and kissing each other and getting kind of nasty. And that's effectively all you get to see, Kim, as this starts to build up.
We go.
All right.
I think that's as much as 3 seconds would allow me to see.
It's at 10 seconds, Mike, yeah.
Well, I only did my mirror for 3 seconds.
Excellent. It all happens.
I needed that last second to run back to you.
Yeah.
I
The whole-
calculated it in, that's fine.
You got to see enough because it already kind of escalated. And
Okay, we can leave. That was creepy.
And I will say to Ogre, if you're still wearing the mask, you can sense that there is something pulsing from that room. If you want, I'll let you roll a tune to get a little more information, or you can skedaddle. It is up to you.
I mean, I feel like we need the info, but
I will
am
say
too
they were
scared.
doing some sort of ritual. Will that pique your interest?
I am too scared. I'm leaving.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right, won't have you all roll for that. The 3 of you are easily able to move behind, close the door. Are we locking it? Are we messing with it? Or are we just piecing out?
Closing it back to how it was, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Leave as little disturbance as possible.
Perfect. Unfortunately, we can and can't relock that the outer door unless you guys brought
the boarded one.
the boarded one. Yeah, they have hammers and such, but you can close it like you said, closed. All the wood. Are you throwing it somewhere? What are you guys doing with all that?
Probably leave it right by the door. Maybe they'll mistake it as someone fixing it up. These birds are kind of rotted.
And with that,
leave it in like a neat pile, basically.
Yeah.
Like too neat.
Yes.
All this gross old left-handed wood is like in this perfect pile. And the three of you are able to leave the catacombs without alerting anyone or causing any issues. And you were on the verge of seeing something really weird, but you didn't actually see it. Alrighty, back to our base.
Yeah. In fact, we need to go back to our base, and then I think we need to figure out who we need to talk to about rituals.
Alrighty, we can most definitely tinker with that. If you guys want to set up who we talk to for next session, as I mentioned, her and I need to skedaddle at around 3, so obviously we have to hand out experience nonsense to go pick up a cake. We have to do a little shopping. So I think now is a good pause point to give experience, do downtime stuff, and also to kind of brainstorm what we're going to do next.
I will say, by the way, when I did the ghost contract on Kim, she definitely knew that what I did to her was definitely not something I shouldn't have done, but it was very dangerous. The ghost contract is effectively the result of me being hunted by the ghost that Ogre released, which is why I'm hiding my left hand.
So this will be the first time Kim's ever seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, on your way back...
it was also... Well, she also felt it because I made a contract with her this time.
Indeed. Kim,
she had like a physical mark of the contract on her until it expired.
What's it look like?
Good question.
Well, while we're deciding what it looked like, Kim, after you saw Desmond's hand and shook on this deal, feeling what you felt, how do you feel about that? What's your reaction?
Considering this place did kind of freak even reckless me out, I'm going to let it slide. If only because I'm sure he was doing it to protect all of us.
Pretty much.
And we all know how reckless I am.
I was giving you incentive to behave.
In fact, maybe I will complain. I wish you'd given me 20 seconds and not 10.
I actually gave you 30. I just had 10 to hurry it up.
Oh, well, okay then.
Alrighty, and hello. You guys critically succeeded on eggs. Congratulations.
Oh my god.
Your chickens were absolutely just going nuts.
So we are enjoying eggs for breakfast every day, right?
Oh, of course.
There is a lot of gold in the egg industry. The egg industry.
I mean, since chickens are so rare, I imagine eggs are probably fairly rare too, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, technically we've also been breeding them. I'm not sure if we have any like chicklets running around at this point.
Did we manage to get a rooster yet?
Yes. Was the first thing I did.
Then yeah, we should have some chicklets by now.
Alrighty, let me throw some experience at the crew. So execute a successful espionage mission. Yes, which is going to fill up our crew experience. Contend the challenge above your current station. Yes. Bolster crew's reputation. Yes. Express your goals. Yes. Alrighty. So whenever we level, multiple things happen. Every time the crew advances, every PC gets +1 stash, +2 per crew tier as a bonus payment to represent profits generated as you've been operating. So that means y'all get 1 + 2 per tier. So 5.
And it goes straight into our stash, right?
Straight to your stash, yeah. So are you maxed out?
I have 2 spots left, which I will max out as soon as I do my skill.
Oh my God.
I have 1 left now.
In fact, I'll go ahead and do my skill. I am maxed out.
7 more and then I'm maxed.
All right, well, if you guys happen to explode the next mission, you're going to retire well.
Wow, thanks, Hub.
You're welcome.
I mean, at this point, we can just start using all the gold to, like, do downtime activities.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then just keep boosting it. So, when you fill crew advancement tracker, clear them all, start a new one, you can take 1 special ability or mark 2 crew upgrade boxes.
Like, we could do the patron thing now.
Yeah.
So that's the only one we would be able to get.
Yeah, realistically, if you guys want that.
I mean, we are getting closer to max tier.
Sure, and I think with our train going, patrons probably make sense.
Yeah, so who do you want to make a patron then?
Would the guy we've been working with be a good patron?
I mean, he definitely has the money.
Does the patron have to know we're technically a crime organization?
Probably not. He's just our financier.
He doesn't care too much. You guys are doing for him, he's doing for you. That's all that matters.
All right, then he works. That also means my BFF now has an in into the clan.
Alrighty, and in terms of downtime activities, what would you guys like to do?
We have 1 less this week, right?
Last week, did you guys have 1 less or no?
I think no. I think you said this week was going to be the...
Okay, so then yes, this one you have 1 downtime.
Well, I have 2.
Well, yeah, I have 2 too, because I got calculating as well.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Nice.
Then you can pay me back for giving you my bonus for de-stressing.
You guys just high five with your free. Oh wait, entanglement. Gotta do that first. Beep.
But you
Yes.
benefit off that.
True. I mean, otherwise we need to reduce our heat anyway, probably after this, for the extra money. And then we can use all that extra money for even more downtime because we are loaded.
All right, yeah. To be super blunt, one of the entanglements that came up because our heat is low is, as per usual, the usual suspects. While our guys were running around, the bluecoats ran into them, and to tell them to piss off, we just got to give them 1 coin or roll. But we have so much money, I assume we want to throw a coin at them.
Yeah, throw a coin at him.
Alrighty.
All right, I'll use my skill 1 to reduce heat.
Nailed it. And with that, let me go ahead and actually roll to see how much money we're going to gain from our gambling den. Since we have 0 heat, we do a tier roll, minus heat, which is 0. Roll it up. 3.
You need to roll for a restaurant too, because we have a restaurant too now.
But the restaurant doesn't give us that.
Right.
Oh.
Tavern
This
gives
is
you
gambling
Sad face.
yeah, tavern is while you're there and talking to people, you get +1 consort and +1 slave.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are rolling into money and you're trying to squeeze more out of me.
Come on, criminals like money.
I don't blame you.
Speaking of criminals, I have a question. Do not let me forget it.
Is this something that Kim wants to know?
I mean, you could ask Jeremy if you want.
Both.
I'll bring him along on our next date.
Because the last district should be old, right? And unlived in for a long time.
Yeah, so not a
Yeah,
long time.
But not more than half a decade, right? These paintings aren't that old.
Right. People, we do know that folk tried living there on the outskirts to, live their own way and do their own thing because we're just right outside of town. What's the worst that could happen? Moles.
Oh, so people did try living there recently then.
Foolishly, yes.
Well, it must have been someone not that unwell off because I don't think my painting sold for cheap.
Or a
It
thief,
could
yeah.
also have been used as like a smuggler's den, and then
Yeah.
they got, eaten by moles.
My paintings are making their way around, aren't they?
That place felt very smuggler's den to you guys. There was a bunch of random shit there that was just stacked up.
There's a good chance that like half of them were sold to people in different towns. You'll never see them again.
Yeah, at this rate. Oh, don't say that.
All right, are the two of you de-stressing?
Yes. And I brought Jeremy because apparently Kim had a question for him.
Yeah, at this rate, I'm curious who he sold my who he sold my paintings to.
I keep finding him all over town. Don't ask me where.
Yeah, I found one in the Lost Districts for crying out loud. How the hell did it get there?
Jeremy is going to ask you why you were in the Lost Districts, by the way.
Oh!
You know what? On second thought, don't tell.
Looking for my paintings. What else?
Very much glad to see that you're going out of your way to, get your paintings and things of that nature. But at the same time, I needed money at the time. I sold to who had the money, who was willing to pay, and you were a great model, so I made a decent amount of money out of it.
For me, I guess. Just a little sad to see it rotting in a mole den.
He won't ask about that.
I mean, he did offer you to repair that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Is he done yet? Is he done yet?
He'll be done next time.
Okay.
He's an artist. Don't rush him.
I'm glad he takes his job seriously.
Oh, very seriously.
I mean, he needs to do something in his free time, and he has a lot of free time.
During this dinner with him, y'all can go ahead and roll to de-stress.
I'm not going to change anything and reduce it by 4.
Okay, I can do 3 + 1 or 2.
Indeed.
Yes.
Sweet. I am stress-free.
Excellent. Do you want to heal that stitched face, Mr. Desmond?
That's the other thing that I'm going to do with it.
Well,
That's a
good
crit.
sir. Fully
Wow.
cured.
I am so healed, I'm more beautiful than I was before. Somehow.
She enthusiastically
that
heals
works?
you. Yeah.
He didn't get into trouble this time.
Yeah, she gives you a little pat in your head. Good job.
It's a sticker.
Desmond will be all smiles when he gets back. She gave me a smiley sticker.
Good job for not murdering people.
I'm jealous.
All right. Do you guys want to add anything to this magistrate?
Yes.
All right.
Because I want this war to end. I'm basically paying people off to keep that guy in jail at this point.
All right. Go ahead and roll it up.
It's a 5, a 5, a 5, and a 1.
All right. That is 2 pips. Do you want to assist in this at all, Kim?
Oh wait, I haven't used my my special armor, so I can add 1 die to one of these rolls if I want. But I'm going to roll again anyway, so I'll add a die to this roll.
2 more pips.
You want me to assist with money?
I mean, it's our collective money at this point anyway. I'm not sure it matters.
So you two are kind of going around town, talking to the right people, rubbing elbows with the right folk, get this thing, started and situated.
Oh, okay.
So it's not a fail. It's only 1 pip. If you want to spend more. You can get that extra bit.
You'll spend another gold to max that out.
Sure, I will spend one more gold.
Okay, so
I guess that rumor backfired on me, huh?
you all are able to talk to the right people. And effectively what this does is Desmond sending in your letters, talking to the right people. You guys twist your words just enough, Desmond, and you hide the fact that it's you, that your ex, she's able to push her weight around a bit because she sees that this actually is an issue. She actually knows the magistrate. Kim, same with you. You're able to talk to your boo, and your boo kind of spreads some words around a little bit, and he ends up finding some people that have rubbed elbows with the magistrate once in the past as well. So,
He's good at that.
Who knows?
Indeed.
Maybe she'll get a promotion out of it.
Yeah. So initially she might not have helped with this from what you were hearing down the grapevine, Desmond, but yes, this was actually higher tier than she was expecting, and on top of that, she learned that, yes indeed, he is trying to break out, basically. And he would have succeeded were it not for you guys intervening. She doesn't care who intervened. I'm turning a blind eye to it. Like, maybe she would have looked at it at one point, but that does not matter. This is taken care of.
Of course she turned a blind eye to it. She's pure. She doesn't, she isn't corrupt.
Of course, she's an angel. So
She's
because
never
of
done anything
that,
wrong in her entire life.
the bill hooks aren't entirely gone. They're just a baby tier group right now, but they are scattered. They're trying to figure out what to do. And Tarvul is definitely not going to be escaping from prison anytime soon, so good job there.
I imagine they'll probably just join other clans and eventually just naturally die.
Effectively. Yeah.
Minus the most diehards.
Yeah, they're honestly, I will take their rep and I'll bring it from, because they don't even have the resources right now. They're no longer at war with you guys. They're just trying to make themselves function. So I'm actually going to bring them up. They don't like you anymore. They just don't have the resources to be at war with you.
So who's up for using not all our gold, but
Can
like
I
a
start
shit ton of
a-
gold to train?
Long-term project to find Mira. I assume she's going to be avoiding me, right? Or do you
Didn't
think
we-
she's going to come head on?
Did we technically assign that as a job for a cohort?
I'll ask Kim, what do you want this outcome to be?
Well, she's ruined our reputation, which is going to backfire in our face. So I need to make her stop.
So you're attempting to do your best to nip her in the bud and spread around talking to people and whatnot, getting things fixed up?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, what do you want me to roll for it?
So it makes sense. You're just talking to people.
Persuading them to stop not talking to you.
Pretty much, yeah. Alrighty, and let's jump over to experience. We can start with Uger. Alright, and for you, good sir, did you just a challenge with knowledge or arcane power?
Technically, yes.
Did you express your beliefs and such?
I mean, you talk to a ghost and you use your mask to see
Yeah, so I'd
Yeah.
say
magic.
definitely.
Did you express your beliefs and drives and such?
Kind of.
Okay. And did you struggle with vice trauma issues or anything like that?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
All right, with a bonus, that'll be 5. Kim, same for you. Deception or influence?
Yes.
Beliefs?
Yes, because Mira came up.
Indeed. And were you reckless?
Definitely.
All right, that should be 4 then.
So reckless, you almost got yourself a harm thing.
Did I reckless though? Alrighty, and finally, Desmond. Calculation, conspiracy.
I would want to say twice.
All right.
Once
Beliefs.
with the letter and once with the, whatever the other thing was.
I would say so. Beliefs and all that nonsense?
For once, my background actually played a role, I guess.
Indeed. And did you struggle with your trauma?
Yes.
All right, with the bonus.
Definitely. This was a good trauma one, wasn't it?
I only cursed you a little.
Jerk.
You fulfilled your contract, so it's fallen off now. The mark is gone.
And that should be 5 total.
You know what? The mark looks like a small black chicken.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love it.
No.
Yes, you literally felt it like crawling up your arm as we shook on it.
I'm also going to say I probably felt it, but didn't actually have time to see it since it only lasted, 30 seconds? Yeah,
You felt it waddling up your arm.
Yeah.
no.
Basically, the way I want to describe it is that
Spider.
the moment we shook, you realize that if you were to break your contract, something bad would happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The only downside is that you didn't exactly know what the contract was, like it wasn't super clear to you. So it can be interpreted differently, but that's up to me.
Okay.
The offside is, of course, that if I somehow broke the contract, I would have taken the harm instead.
The really cool ability.
Yes, it is.
And with that, we'll go ahead and pause things there. Things are indeed moving mostly in the direction that we want them to. We'll snip a few things short, and we'll have our train.
How much XP did you say again, by the way?
5.
5? Yeah.
5, indeed.
Are my problems accurate? We've got Mira, the people missing. Oh, the ghost. The ghost thing was the third one, wasn't it?
Indeed.
We can potentially just, alert the ghost hunters of what's happening in that building and have them cleared out. Because I'm sure that they do not like that.
You're gonna narc?
Basically, yes. It's the simplest solution and it literally costs us nothing.
I mean, you're not wrong. All right, we can definitely compile our ways to screw over other people for next week. And until then...
Yes.
and until then...